Hi, my name is Diane Liu, and today is my 29th birthday. I'm really excited about this upcoming year. I think there's something magical about it. So I'm starting this project to capture what it's like to be 29 going on to 30. I hope you follow along and, enjoy peeking into my life. Um, I love celebrating my birthday. It just makes me feel really special. And probably that's because as a kid, cakes were synonymous with birthdays. I rarely ever saw a cake outside of it being at someone's birthday party. So to this day, with or without the cake, I still feel really special on my birthday. And I like that, one day a year, I just get to feel celebrated. I think that my 30s are gonna be really great. The thing I'm looking forward to most is more stability. I think, as you're going through your 20s, you're figuring out, maybe your first salary job, you're figuring out where you're living, the people you want in your life. And I feel like in your 30s, after you figured out more of that, you have the chance to really lean into it until you know that no matter what happens, something's gonna catch you. And so that's the thing I'm looking forward to most in my 30s. There are three things I want to get really good at before I turn 30. First, I want to get really good at forecasting how much time something takes because, I might start cooking and I think oh, it's going to take me an hour to do it. But then I forget oh yeah, it takes you half an hour to clean everything up. So I think being able to accurately forecast my time, that's going to lead to a lot of smoother planning. The second thing I really want to get good at before I turn 30 is I want to be able to communicate my expectations and then also negotiate those expectations. Because sometimes you think you're saying A, but then the other person is hearing B. And I think that leads to a lot of unnecessary strife. So I want to get better at getting on the same page about expectations so that I can have better relationships with the people in my life. The third thing I really want to get good at before I turn 30 is I want to be able to learn how to fight fairly. Because, I think it's great that we live in a world with so much diversity. And when you have all of those diverse perspectives, naturally you are going to have conflict and that's okay. But the key here is that you want to learn how to navigate those conflict with compassion and with kindness so that both parties leave feeling heard and feeling, respected. So those are the three things I want to get really good at before I turn 30. And I think that will lead me to have a really good time. When I think about dreams and aspirations, I don't think they've really changed much. My greatest aspiration in life is knowing that I helped someone. And if I can do that more frequently, then I guess I'm living the dream. So whenever I fail at doing something or fail to do it in the time that I meant to do it by, usually that's a result of me forgetting. And literally, if I just don't have it written down or in my face, it's pretty easy for me to lose focus and end up doing other things. So if we flip that around, I think the thing that helps me succeed is when I'm very intentional, and even better if I can spell it out and say this is what I want to do on this day, and this is what I want to do during this hour. And so I hope, this year as I'm working on improving different aspects of my life, if I remember to be intentional and revisit the things that I'm trying to be intentional about, I'll be able to do more of what I want to be doing. You know what I
really didn't expect about my 20s, I didn't realize that my friend group was basically going to be the people that I worked with. And in the past 10 years, I've had more than like 10 different work groups, like at 10 different jobs. So yeah, that definitely led for a lot of like, oh, I'm super close with these people now. And then when the thing ended, it'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna hear from them for maybe like a year or more, or just depending on like the person within the group. And yeah, it's definitely been really fun and very interesting meeting like so many different people, but it's been very interesting just seeing things go like up and down with different friends. And I want to work on that just a little bit. Like I do want to not have work influence my social life like to that degree, and I want to have social life outside of that. So yeah, just really didn't think that was going to be how my 20s looked like, especially because that's very different for how, you know, my friendships worked in grade school and all of that. So the big question from this week is, do I feel any differently now that I am 29 and almost 30? A part of me wanted to say no, but I think now more than ever, I know my worth. And not only do I know my worth, but I'm willing to say no to people and kind of put boundaries down, which is pretty amazing because I never pictured this for myself. So hopefully more of that this upcoming year. But I wanted to say a big thank you for sticking with me for this whole week. Very excited to see, you know, how this journey unfolds. So before we say goodbye, I just want to say, you know, whatever it is that you're working on, I hope you stick with it. And, you know, whoever your group of people is, I hope you choose to stick together. And then finally, you know, regardless of what the situation is or how difficult it may be, I hope you always stick up for what's right. With that said, I will see you next week. Bye.